Hello and welcome, and today I'll be showing you my first ever ROM digit circuit. And I'll also show you how it works down there. So, stay tuned. And if you can, please like and subscribe. It's free and helps out a ton. So, over here we have our display, and then we have our input buttons A, B, and C. So if I click A, now this does take a little bit because this is my first ever circuit, and I don't know how to make it faster. I feel like removing some of the blocks and making that a better ROM circuit would be better. But it does eventually display in A. Next, after A, so you click that. Once again, takes a while to turn off, but it still does turn off. Turns off A, switch on B, and it changes to a B. Right there, B. Next, C. So B, wait for it to go off. Click C. Go up the line, up that back tower, and then it just changes all these lamps and changes the state. Alright, so how this works is, so you gotta start over here. This is the first component I worked on. And, it's a simple ROM decoder. So basically the torches are off, causing these lamps to go off. And then once the gate is opened, the torches flick on, capturing a dead signal, and then causing it to just go up and keep on. So keep these on. And then it's the same thing for everyone. That's why it's so big. So like it's a 5x3 display. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. See? Alright. So like down here for C. See this? 1 on. That's the bottom, on. That's the top. Same with B, same with A. Now, you convert this, so you make it into lines, which these are some very sloppy lines, but you then put it into a 2x2 pixel density converter. I think that's the name, but what it does is basically takes that one redstone line and turns it into a 2x2 display. So look at this 2x2 display. See, it's the same thing as over here, except it's just bigger. Because the reason I did that is because 1x1 displays are actually harder. I don't know why, but it works. It works. Next, we have a decoder over here. So you click the button. It's like the same thing as over there, except it like puts it in a line form and then like makes it easier to you know, transport. So like right here, you click A, same thing. It has a torch right here. Torch turns on, lights this, goes down here, and then over here we have the decoder. So that was an encoder, this is a decoder. So, and then it goes along all the way over here. So this is C. Hold up. So this is C, this is B, and this is A. So if I want A to turn on, then it has to have like an A like code. So this is basically binary. So for A to turn on, you want no light, no light, no light, no light, yes light. How this works is a binary decoder down here. So look, notice how A is the only one with the torch. That's because if the torch turns off, then it activates this lamp, causing it to go through the system and pull up an A. Now, if any other are flicked, like this, it's not going to work. And if the torch and one of these are flicked, it's still not going to work. And that's basically how you can all run it in one line, binary. Same with C, exact same thing with B, except the torch is moved, so it has a different binary code. Same with C, so if you come over to C over here, it's in the middle. And it already was flicked on. And then if we hit the button again, so if we come up here, hit the button again, and then you look, notice how it turned off and back on. That's because the redstone torch was the only one getting turned off or on. It's the only one hit with a signal. Look, A, B, C in the middle once again. Now, I kind of just explained it there, but I have a dumbed down version. So, over here, so let's say A equals on, off, on. So, that's what A equals. So, look, we flick this on, off, on. That's binary. See, that's what I used up there, except I used 5 by 5. Not 5 by 5, a 1 by 5 column. So, turn that off. See, off, and then B. B is off, on, off. See, that displays B. C, off, on, on. That displays C. Now, a 3 by 3 only has, I think, like 20 or, yeah, 24. No, 4 by 4 is 24 possible codes. I don't know how many this has, but I like 5 by 5 because it gives me like 30 something. I think 36. Okay, and then, so that's the encoder. So that's what we have, that pink. And now we're moving down to this bottom black or gray right here. So look. So this is going to display, oh, none of these, but still, works the same. So look, it's the same thing as up there, except I made it go along a line. So if you look, once again, redstone torch, repeater, repeater. We want that lamp to turn on. So this is how we input a certain code. So like, I mean, if we come over here, we could make this, that code right there. And then, since it's that code, if we run it into here, then it'll also decode it and make sure it's that one. And then, so look, you turn this on, lamp turns on, but the second you hit one of these, lamp turns off. That, lamp still off, that, lamp still off. Now if you click this first and then this, lamp still won't turn on. Doesn't matter. All that matters is that this singular redstone torch is the only one flicked on. You can do it with multiple torches here, like this. And then, look. Boom. Lamp on. One off. Lamp off. See? Because the redstone torch is still sending a signal, so you need both of them off. And if you click the wrong one, then it's still going to be sending a signal. So this is also kind of useful for a combination lock if you want to do one. But that's basically a basic decoder. That's how it's not really useful right now for me, but it's useful to compact lines and run them down easily. That's not a word. Next we have a 2x2 density display. I think I got it right that time. But it basically just converts one line of redstone into a 2x2 like pixel. So look, if I click this lever, turns on the pixel, flick it off, and all it takes is one redstone line. So look, on, off. Now at the end over here, wait, did I turn it on? Yes, I did. Now at the end over here we have our last thing. So it's all the same codes as last time. A is on, off, on. B is off, on, off. And then C is off, on. Now it's going to be flipped, so let's just say for the sake of C, it's going to be on, off. So yeah, but the other two will be the same because they can be flipped. Now A, we take it, turn it on, off, or on, off, on. Now if we take a look at B, see, B, off, on, off, and the same happens with C, on, off. The reason I didn't use the decoder in this like basic thing is because you only really need it if you're sending like, if you don't want to do this kind of lining the whole way, because this is like gonna get really annoying. It's like 3 lines. But after that you can actually transfer it into one line, making your redstone way more compact. Because right here I could have sent, or actually I didn't even know how to do this. That's why I added the decoder. I didn't know how to send like certain lines. It's because I used the decoder. Because I used an encoder, I had to use a decoder. But that's basically how it works. Like, subscribe, hit that bell to stay tuned for updates, and I'll see you guys next time.